There's a new street fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's most revealing action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys, because today we had another Hasbro Pulse Reveal Marvel Monday, whatever it was, session, and oh my god, they want to get all of my money, and they're succeeding, because this was a juicy, chewy, nutty, chocolatey reveal that just had so much goodness. Let's take a look at it. First of all, of course, the Fantastic Four. All for four. Fantastic Four. That song from the Saturday morning cartoon is always going to be lodged in my mind. And these figures are going to be lodged on my shelf because they just look so good. First of all, Reed Richards. Oh my goodness. They just, God bless the person who came up with the lab coat, removable arms technology, because, you did it. Can of Coke to that man, or woman, or whatever person, whoever it was that invented this little notion of take off the arms, take the coat on and off, different looks. It's great. They nailed it with Moira McTaggart, and now we've got Reed Richards, and he looks phenomenal. And these guys are straight out of the cartoon with their blue and white costumes. I'm going to say it now, mwah, chef's kiss. So Reed looks great, and he's got the different arms with the stretch. He's got more than just stretchy fingers. I think actually I'm not looking at the pictures right now, but yeah, at least he does have the option. I think the stretchy fingers look better than the Super Skrull Wave Reed, but yeah, he looks awesome. Then we have Ben Grimm, who is probably the least kind of changed figure from the two previous ones. We've got the Walgreens thing, and we've got the Super Skrull thing. And this one isn't a massive departure, but he is different. First of all, you've got the blue and white costume, which again, looks really nice. I just love how bright it is. They're gonna... Oh, that was terrible. They're gonna... There you go. Pop off the shelves, and that's terrific. His two different heads are fun. He's got the... it's clobbering time kind of head, but then he's got this sort of very animated looking like, I don't know what this face is trying to say, but at the same time I feel like I've seen it many times in the cartoon, kind of a mid-conversation sort of expression. I probably won't use it. I'll probably go for the grimace because it's just more sort of classic. But it still looks great, and the basic thing sculpt is still excellent. Really perfect. Then, of course, we have Johnny Storm, and this is an interesting one because we had the preview of Johnny, which was just the normal suited Johnny. And, of course, I was thinking, I want Johnny in his suit, but also I want a flame-on Johnny. I want the suit, but I want flame-on. If only there was some way of doing both. Ha-ha! Yes, they are happy to take our money twice, but I'm happy to pay it because they just gave us regular Johnny and Flame On Johnny. But first of all, looking at regular Johnny, I absolutely love. They've given us little bits of flame that you can put on him so that he is at different stages of flaming on. That is awesome. So clever, so creative. It makes a nice change from the swirly fire that we just put around the forearms over and over. Let's move on. Actually, I said in the last video, or a little while ago, can we please move on from this? And they have. Now he's got little bits of flame that you can place on his body. That looks excellent. And the general Johnny sculpt, so good. And then we have the Flame On Johnny, and he looks phenomenal. He's got the beautiful clear plastic with some of the black lines that look very retro, but not too over the top retro. Just a nice kind of feel to it. And then the kind of reddy orange is very different to the Walgreens one. I was never a huge fan of the Walgreens flaming Fantastic Four torch because I just felt like the flames that were sculpted on him, they looked a bit too non-translucent compared to the rest of him. It didn't quite marry very well. This one seems like a much better fit. So the two Johnny Storms are fantastic. Bravo. And then rounding out the four, we have Sue Storm, and they've gone the same route again. 2 different versions. Will I be ordering them both? You bet your bottom dollar I will. So regular Sue with the blue and white costume looks absolutely lovely. That's great. She's the one with the shield. What am I trying to say? The force shield effect. She's got that one, and you got the invisible version as well. Again, just clear plastic. Looks really, really good. So effective. So simple, but so effective. So that's really, really cool. So I will be getting both of those. And I don't know if it's just them. I think it might be. So Invisible Woman and Flame On Johnny Storm come in the white presentation type boxes. I don't know if the other ones do. I'm assuming they don't, but I don't know. I hope you didn't come here for facts. I hope you came here for random gibberish, because you're getting it by the boatload. But yeah, the 4 Fantastic Four characters, they look terrific. Really, really happy. But now we got the villains as well. First up, Psycho Man. And actually, I'll say this about both villains. It's a bit of a shame that I think Hasbro have gone, okay, we have villains that you would kind of expect to be slightly more oversized, but we're just going to do them normal size because deal with it. And it's like, okay, I guess, because we wanted a big bulky Ultron, and they're like, no, you're getting a regular size Ultron. And we wanted a big bulky Dormammu, and they're like, no, he's the same size as the Red Skull. So now I wanted a big bulky Psycho Man. Nah, just shut up. Psycho Man is about 6 foot. Deal with it. So I guess that's the case. He doesn't look as big and chunky and imposing as I would have liked Psycho Man to be, but that notwithstanding, the sculpt looks decent. I like that they've really captured everything that you would expect them to with Psycho Man. And kind of a double-edged sword with the accuracy is that there's a lot of white going on, and just white plastic with no details, no shading or shadowing, just plain white plastic. You know what it looks like? It looks like plain white plastic. It doesn't look like a good action figure. It looks cheap, like the budgie. So that's a bit of a shame. And I hope that when I get him in hand, I'll be more, no, he's good. He looks all right. He's fine. But just looking at a couple of pictures, I'm just seeing lots of plain white plastic, and that's a bit of a shame. As for High Evolutionary, again, I wanted a bit of a taller. He's not very high. He's kind of average evolutionary. But the design, just like Psycho Man, similar pros, similar cons. The size is a bit of a shame, but the sculpt looks good. It's the High Evolutionary. It's the High Evolutionary's colors, the bright pink, and similarly to Psycho Man, it's comic accurate, but I feel there's just so much pink. It's just dominating pink. And with like a slightly darker shades for some of the costume, Again, it looks like a figure that just hasn't really had his paint details put on. And I know that's not the case. That's what the character looks like. But just because the character looks like it, doesn't mean it translates to a good action figure. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. And again, having it in hand, I'm ready to be impressed. And when I am, you guys know this when you watch this channel. When I'm wrong, I will stand up and say, I got that one wrong. So I am looking forward to getting these figures in hand and going, well, shut my mouth. These are the Mutts Nuts. So that is the Fantastic Four wave there, complete, I think. I don't think they're adding any more at any time too soon, not for this batch. And I am super, super excited. So that lot is getting pre-ordered, no doubt about it. Reed Richards looks elastic, Sue can fade from sight, Johnny is the Human Torch, and the Thing just loves to fight. I've got to go and watch that cartoon again. But we're not done yet, because also we had big time X-Men release. So many people have been asking for Rictor, and they have finally caved in and given him to us in a 3-pack. But it's a good looking 3-pack. This is interesting. I know there's always going to be a bone for contention when you've got multi-packs that have characters that have already been released or slightly different versions of them. So the thing is, I was fully prepared to get Domino and Cannonball in a 2-pack. We all assumed that was going to be the case. At least I did, and I'm speaking for everyone, surely. That's why we have YouTube channels, so that we can just dictate our thoughts to everyone else, do some imprinting like a baby bird. So I think that putting Rictor in with them as well, for me, that's just more bang for my buck. I mean, I was one of the Johnny-come-latelys to buy Cannonball. I think I got him for like $10 when he was just egg warming. So I don't mind having the older one. The new one looks fun. He's got the legs, but also he's got what the original one should have, which is the ability to just pop the legs off and put the blast effect on. And the blast effect looks interesting as well. The top of it looks kind of like cookies and cream ice cream. I was like, ooh, Cannonball, your blast effect looks delicious. But the rest of him looks great too. So I will probably just give away my old Cannonball, to be honest, to someone who I'm trying to get into Marvel Legends. That's not a bad idea, actually. I might do that, because this new one seems to fit the bill perfectly. Domino looks great, and they've got nice accessories too. They've got some different straps and guns, and Cannonball's got 2 heads as well, so there's some nice accoutrements and things added there. But then, of course, the star of the set, arguably, is Rictor. And Rictor, I don't actually know anything about Rictor. I never read X-Force back in the day, just the more modern stuff when he wasn't in there anymore. But he is a cool-looking design. Big banger 90s in him there, so that's really fun. I'm down for this set, especially because I sold my modern X-Force Domino because I knew that we were getting the old one. So now I'm ready to put that 90s Domino into the X-Force display. Although a friend of mine told me that that Domino in that costume actually isn't Domino. Is that Copycat or someone else? Or like the Domino who we see in that costume actually isn't really Domino, so I technically won't have Domino on my shelf, but whoever told me that, thanks. Thanks for ruining my X-Force set. But yeah, that 3-pack looks great. Rictor's got the same bubbly, swirly effects, circular power effects that come with like every other character that Hasbro make. But it still looks fine. It looks cool, so I'm really excited for that. And then finally, unless I've forgotten anything, which I may well have, they gave a little tease of a grey claw-like hand with some sucker things on the palm. And of course, everyone is like, and understandably, animated Morbius. And I'm like, I don't really want an animated Morbius. Going around looking for plasma. I need plasma to feed. Definitely not blood, but plasma. The weird thing was, he wasn't allowed to have vampire fangs because those were too scary for a kid's cartoon. But terrifying body horror sucking things on his hands? Oh, no, that's fine. That's alright. People are weird. So they teased that hand, and the crowd seems to be leaning towards Morbius. I can see that. I'm not too fast. I might actually skip him if that's the case, because I don't need a separate animated Spider-Man line on the shelves. He might go the way of Webman, where I can say, you know what? I don't need to buy everything. But there is still a small outside chance that hand might belong to Morlan. And that would make me a happy chappy, because Morlan is a very modern Spider-Man big bad, but he's one of the few sort of modern Spider-Man villains who has shown some longevity. He had his big initial story, then there was Spider-Verse, then Spider-Geddon, so Morlan is kind of a big money player in Spider-Man, so we've been crying out for a Morlan figure, and by we I mean me. I think that's a line from a Marilyn Manson song. When I said we, you know I meant me. Actually, is Marilyn Manson bad now? I can't keep up. Either way. Yes, so hopefully it'll be Morlan, but I think it will probably be animated Morbius. We'll find out. But guys, what did you think of the reveals? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond, just like madness, then you can join the Patreon, like these incredible human beings have. These saviors of model behaviors. These guys join the Patreon, they throw some shekels my way, and it just helps support the channel and keep me in all these toys. You know, it's a good deal. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Cheers.